When you read about the judgment of Sodom and Gomorrah, it becomes quite evident that the main reason that Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed is not necessarily their wickedness as much as it was their lack of righteousness. In other words, there was no reason for a righteous God to let that perversion keep on going. There was no man standing in the gap. There was no hope. There was nobody turning hearts back to teshuvah, to righteousness. It was gone. And when Abraham pleaded, he didn't plead for the wicked. He knew the wicked must be judged because God is righteous. And a righteous judge, meaning that he punishes the guilty. That's what a judge does. He punishes the wicked. So that wasn't the case. The question was, are you going to kill the righteous with the wicked? And the Lord said, well, for 50, I will let the entire city keep on going. 40, 30, 20, 10. For 10 people, 10 righteous people, the Lord would have allowed that entire wicked city to remain alive. Mind you, they still would have faced their individual, judgment at the end of days, but as a collective city, it would not have been destroyed. So think about that. Look around you at the world today. Wickedness is everywhere. And you have to ask yourself, why are we not destroyed yet? Why does the Lord allow these shenanigans to keep on going with all the tragedy and horrors that occur under the sun, the wickedness of men? I don't need to tell you, you already know. Well, the answer is quite simple, because whether you like to admit it or not, there are 10 righteous people, so to speak, that are holding this world together, standing in the gap, delaying the inevitable wrath of God over a wicked race of human beings. Who are those people? Surely you know. The one you like to hate. The Jews. Well, were not the Jews the chosen people of God? The ones to carry out His covenant, to keep His Torah? The Christians have nothing to do with that. Christian, by the way, come from the Jews, except that you've walked astray and immersed yourself with paganism. But if you go back in history and study your roots, it's all Jewish. There is no Christians. Yeshua was Jewish, and so were his disciples. The ones entrusted with the word of God, the ones who were taught the ways of God, the Torah, which makes the fool wise and teach the wicked how to become righteous. That's right, righteous. The righteous man will live according to his faith, meaning his trusting faithfulness to Adonai, to the Lord. He has strong faith, therefore he commits the mitzvot, the commandments, and lives by them in a righteous manner of life. And it is only due to those people, thanks to those people who observe those commandments and walk by faith, trusting in the Lord, that the earth keeps on going And those are the true Jews. The Lord told Abraham, through you and your descendants, all the families of the earth will be blessed. Now, the word in Hebrew is zaracha. You could say it was referring to Yeshua the Mashiach, and that's right also, but when he spoke to Yaakov, when Yaakov left his father's house, the Lord revealed himself, and he said, by you and your descendants, which makes a distinct separation between the two. Israel and the Zerah, which is Yeshua. Because Israel, as a nation, is that intercessor, that mediator, the one who stands in the gap and prevents the rest of the nations to be consumed because of their wickedness and idol worship, pagan worship, idolatry and idolatry. Because no other nation in history have been faithful to the Lord, the King of creation, the one who gives breath to all living beings. He's not a religion, he doesn't come from Judaism. He just chose this particular ethnic group, this particular lineage coming from Abraham, Yitzchak, and then Yaakov, Yasharel, to be his representation, his tithe, his special treasured possession, a group of human beings that would actually observe his ways and be the example of what it means to serve the Lord and worship him according to his ways, his Torah, his instructions. They were called to be the righteous ones. No other nation got that privilege. Now, sure, you could get grafted into Israel should you put your trust in the God of Israel and make that commitment and devotion to serve him according to his ways. Yes, you could be grafted in, but nevertheless, you get grafted into Israel. Israel don't get grafted into you. Like Ruth said to Naomi, your people will be my people, your God will be my God. She forsook her own people and forsook her pagan idols to worship the only living God, Adonai, Elohim. So for all of you anti-Semites out there, the only reason you could hate the Jews is because of the Jews, or else you would be dead by now due to your wickedness and abominations. The only reason the wicked can keep on going is because of the righteous that cover them and fill in the gap of the 10th man to prevent Sodom from being destroyed. So you better be grateful. Be grateful for the Jew. Be grateful for the Israelite. Be grateful for the man of God. If it wasn't for them, you'd all be already dead. So remember that.